Good night, Tally. And thank you for Level Up.
Mm.
She's surrendering and asking about love. That which we desire most, intimacy and love with another human. Whether we have it or not. And where we do have it, whether we don't have it. What did you listen in the silence this morning?
Mm. For me this morning, there was a sound of love, of connection, of beauty, of appreciation,
Mm.
of gratitude. I don't know. I wonder. I am ready to receive.
Yes. Yes. Mm. Where does compassion want to take us today? Where does it take me? Feel the place where it's calling me to be, to give and receive, both without cost, free. Kindness abounds, love astounds. My spirit is lifted, my feet knows no ground. Boundaries with others respectfully honored. Gifts of flowers laid as a gesture. Love is always here for you, always around, and more. And yes. And I'm ready.
Hmm.
Surrendering my ego to compassion, to grateful, to gratitude, to wisdom.
JC, I'll add to yours, to abundance. Our ego doesn't believe abundance.
My ego doesn't believe in a lot of things. But protection, justice, revenge, anger, limited, all the other sides. It helps me see the contrast, but I attach to it. When I'm attached to it, where I could be attached to the other side just as much.
Mm-hmm.
All in the name of avoiding suffering, as if suffering is all there is.
Hmm.
Which we know is not true. It depends our focus. And so much of that is what we dictate around us. What around us is happening dictates how we see it. But it doesn't have to be that way. That is just responding versus choosing. Why not look for the good in everything? Isn't our default to find the bad in all of it, or just in a piece of all of it? The fear. May we open our hearts to true intimacy with ourselves. May I open my heart. I choose intimacy intimate with myself, my creator, my source, my truth. Just to tap into a piece of that abundance, that grace.
Thank you so much, Jesse. That was really good. And thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Alison.
Thank you, Chief.
I'm just checking it in. I've been to the dentist today, so I'm a bit quiet.
Thank you. Have a good appointment.
Silence, I heard the sound of life happening, especially the weekend coming. I can hear people starting up with music after getting home. I heard the ambulance run by. I could hear everything. Life's happening everywhere, not only to you and me. And all those possible possibilities you can imagine happening to other people, what they're doing.
Yeah, we just share the environment. We all see it differently. As much as we think we must see it the same.
Otherwise, we're wrong.
That's right. And what's wrong with being wrong?
I went out
Easy.
on Monday.
Continue, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. I went out on Monday, and you know how you have your shopping strips, mall areas. There's a food store, carpenter store, just various little businesses. And it's a pretty active area. There's like several restaurants as well. And I was on the far end as I was walking into a store, and I heard this screaming, this screeching, screaming. And I looked to my right, and I couldn't really see what the commotion was. I saw police cars. And so what I imagined, what I didn't see was there was someone, um, maybe out of, just to explain it, maybe out of a mental hospital or something like that, who was having an episode, as best I could describe, where they didn't want to be touched, or they felt like they were being attacked, and maybe they weren't. Maybe they were hallucinating, maybe they weren't. But I did see like police, like off to the right and off to the left. And it's like they were standing, not like rushing in. And maybe there was others closer to the person I couldn't see because of the cars parked. And so when you say who's right and who's wrong, what's what's the truth of the perspective? And I'm sure my compassion goes to whatever that person was experiencing. It was their reality, their truth, whether anybody else could picture it or know it or not. And I do believe some compassion was extended because it seemed like they were just like being calm. The police were like being calm, those that I could see. Like they had maybe even some particular training of how to approach these types of situations, to be compassionate, to be kind, even when the person having the episode was being a little violent based on the screeching sounds and the fussing and the cussing that was coming out of them. And so as I walked to the store, I remembered, I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Please forgive me. And I recalled repeating it 3 or 4 times as I went into the store. I didn't have to look over there and go over there and see what was happening. I just imagined the vibration of the love going out, the apology going out, asking for forgiveness going out, and just letting compassion just reign over whatever the situation was, over myself, over them, over everybody in that whole big parking lot. And so I went into the store. I had been having a taste for pizza, and I ordered a personal pizza, and I stayed in there and I waited for it. And when I came out, it was quiet, it was peaceful. And I walked to my car and I said, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I remembered the story of the man who said that so many times as he walked through the psychiatric ward of the VA hospital, and how over time and over a few, not even a long time, less than 7 years, I believe, that he prayed that prayer over each file of each client as he walked the halls, as he administered his duties. And I experienced the power of that prayer, and it is definitely an embodiment of compassion. Back to you, Jesse.
Thank you, Cinderella. You inspired me to speak that in throughout my home. as I move rooms, as I interact, just as a building the foundation, the walls, the home, just to permeate them. And not the home, but the people.
Mhm.
So the foundations of our relationship from this moment forward. So thank you for inspiring that space.
Thank you, Allison, for bringing it back to our awareness. She reintroduced it to us. One drop changes the whole vibration. Mm. So I want to say thank you to Jesse for your vulnerability and for sharing your experience of going to a family event, even though that you had so strongly, so truthfully, so matter of factly claimed and built a framework of defense that you would go from your right perspective and such a strong defense of what others would feel or think or react to you. And you found out it wasn't even so once you allowed yourself to walk through what you were perceived to be an uncomfortable, unwanted, unyielding experience. And I know of that type of phenomena so well, but what you sharing yours, it elevated my consciousness of it and how I perceive and already think that I know what I'm walking into, what I'm going to feel when I walk into an environment, what I feel when I pursue doing some work or goal. And actually, what that story taught me about you going anyway is that you think you know, but you really don't know. So why create it to be something that you don't want it to be?
Yes. The energy, right? That energy is being used. So use it to our advantage.
Yes. But see what you just said, that is energy. And I was going into the Jesus story of how he went before the church, the temple rather, and this calm person, he went and he turned the tables over. So if any of you know that story, but it was out of his mainstream character. So he did it in order to get an intended outcome because he had a purpose. And so he knew what that kind of behavior would provoke. And he used the knowingness of that kind of behavior in order to get the results and purpose for which he was intended to fulfill. He, when things are prophesied, we can prophesy over ourselves, but even when others prophesy the good that we want to receive of a prophecy, we must still participate and turn tables over. Now, what are the tables? The tables are our fixed preconceived notions that what we want is out of our reach, that what we're manifesting is out of our reach. So for me, turning the tables over is turning over my preconceived conception that preconceived perception actually stopping me from doing the very thing that needs to be done in order to get the manifestation.
I love that analogy. That's great.
Thank you, Allison.
What also comes up for me with that, Sandral, is turning over the tables of what we think we want
Mm-hmm.
and allowing what there really is available to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's really trusting love's processes.
Ooh, it sure is. Faith.
Yep.
Faith that we have the energy and the power to create the desired outcome.
No, it is taking what we think, what we believe, what we've conditioned, what we've cultured, and flipping it over.
Mm-hmm.
So, how I would normally react, the pause,
Mm-hmm.
pausing that and saying, oh, what's what's the upside down? What's through the other side of this? And it's just that one moment that's saying, I'm not going to do what I've always done. Now, it's whether we get that pause or not. It's whether we keep doing the thing over and over. How else would you change that one thing? But notice that I missed my pause. Next time, you'll catch the pause just a little sooner and sooner and sooner until you're before it and the pattern has changed. And now what was upside down is now right side up. Or what was right side up is now upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always pick the old way. And maybe that was the best way. Not likely. Because it changes some way. just the attention of it changes it.
Yes.
Good morning, Pascal.
Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Hello.
Pascal.
Good
Good morning, Pascal.
morning.
So I have to leave, and I'm really sad to leave, but I'm going to read the other verse from that poem that I think is just so exquisite. And it goes like this. The dream is awakened when thinking, I love you. And life begins when saying, I love you. And joy moves like blood when embracing others with love. So I borrow those words for each of you and for this beautiful space that we have. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Have a pleasant day, Alison.
So much.
Thanks, Allison.
Have a wonderful
you,
day,
Alison.
Alison.
Have a great day.
That is leveling up. It's doing something different. His chi came in with an energy this morning. He turned the tables over. He said, what about this? What do you love about me? I love this about you. And as he said, it broke the ice in his relationship.
Sometimes the answers lie just in front of us.
Yes.
It's just
Now, what
stuck,
did you,
know.
yeah, were you, like you having to confront that, I took courage.
Mm.
Admire that. In courage to break the ice, as you said.
I got such a picture. I wasn't here for that initial sharing, but love just wants to love.
Yes.
And I imagine she standing in front of his lady's hair, standing in front of her, admiring her features and putting his hands gently around the frame of her face and her hair and looking into her eyes, and she's wondering what is coming next.
Yeah, exactly. He was ready to defend himself.
Yes, exactly. All of yesterday's mess came up in last month's and last year's, and you just standing in front of her with this compassion and asking and reminding her what do you forever love about me? And it's like ice, and your warmth is not threatening, but it's like ice around her, wanting to have a reason to melt, wanting to have a reason to exhale, wanting to have an outlet, an expression of love without fighting or defense or pre-framing or aggravations of the day or the eggs that dropped on the floor, and holding you accountable for everything that goes wrong, and just remembering to be loved, and for a moment play in the sandbox and remember, yeah, I love the crazy color of your hair and the offsetting of your eyes, and that you see me for who I am, and even when I come out and be a surprise. And I love you for that and so much more. And is it okay for me to love you and come out of my brick laid door? And to feel when that door is open just for a peek in a moment, to feel the sunshine of your love, seeing me for who I am. And I see you for who you are. And let us remember as I fall into your arms and you hold me. And we remember. And we remember. And we remember. And become the one in the soil that grew all of this around us. And as we remember, decide what more we want. And we want it out of love. A moment.
Thank you. Yeah, it was such a relief. At first, she thought it was blame, and I just asked her one question. So I told her that if I can ask her one question, and then she can ask me a question back. At first, she was a little bit defensive, and when I asked her what is the one thing she loved about me, he told her whole posture changed. It got relaxed. Just yeah. And it all changed from there, and we broke the ice. And, such a relief to know, not to assume, not to judge, not to. Yeah, I've been fighting for so long, and yet it was so simple. Just one question.
That's beautiful.
I couldn't see it. Yeah.
I thank you for doing that for her. That was compassion.
Yeah, I think it is. She felt hurt that I listened to her. Yeah. Thank you.
And how did her answer make you feel?
I was all along. I thought that with helping her doing things in the home, taking care of things, I thought that's what she loved most about me. But when she answered that she just loved me for being friendly and kind to her. So that changed the whole picture. I was running, like crazy to do all the stuff. So I thought that would fill the gap, but no, that wasn't it. It was so simple, just being nice to her. Yeah, it's like I lost balance. Have all these assumptions, all this. Yeah, I was judging her, judging myself, and that kept me off balance. So as soon I get rid of it, I'm on my balance again. It feels great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You reminded me that I believe in my heart that the experience of a relationship, such as a marriage, allows us to express and receive the greatest way that we can experience love of God with another human being. The intimacy of the love of God.
Yeah, it's like you give what you want to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's being able to give what you want to receive, right? Because you can't give this special kind of love everywhere. Because some people just aren't ready for it. It's just not the one, the place, the exchange, the awareness, the appreciation, all of that simultaneously and more. But to love someone without limits. Because who and what they are imposes no limits, and same for you. And then it makes it grow in you more. So,
But it's also not your business how they receive it. It's almost like if you give,
Yes.
everybody can receive it if they want to.
So in a relationship, we kind of make it our business. That's part of the communication between two people, is we make it our business with that one person. We're kind to them. We bring them flowers. We create environments. We divulge our thoughts and feelings. We experience various intimacies and even expose our ego and all of those things. It is, to me, it's not for everyone to be that way with everyone, but when you have that one, that place where you can rest your heart. I think when someone brings me their heart for it to rest with me, I am accountable and responsible how I care for it. And I trust myself to let them trust me that I'll do my very, very, very best to give them that space and place to be vulnerable and to be real and to share without me turning around and taking those exposures and manipulating them later on for some other agenda. That's just my thoughts, my feelings.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, thank you for your perspective. And it really, yeah, opened my eyes even more, helping me along the way. Thank you.
So yeah, for me, the notion of like there's no others when we get to the seven frequency changed my old
Mhm.
script. And so when I give love, so that means like it's self-love because there's no others. So because of that, like, you know, every time I judge someone, I judge myself. Every time I give something, I give it to myself. So that completely changed everything. And even like when I look at people, like if I'm trying to defend a point, I'm defending against myself. Which part of myself I didn't understand.
Mm.
So yeah, for me that changed everything.
Mm. It's like what we do to others is a conduit of how we do to ourselves. Thank you for taking me back to that seventh level. As we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. I'm tasting what you've offered. What I do unto you, I do unto myself likewise. Oh, this is so cool. So other people, the things that I do are a conduit to self-love. So it's not just me giving. As I do unto others, I do unto myself.
Yeah, it's a giving, receiving, right? So it's not like, oh, I give and then I'm expecting to receive. It's like when I give, I receive.
Yes.
And it might be another form, whatever, right? Like what we call others. You know, it's not like because I'm giving you $100 that you're gonna give me $100 back, right? But like you might offer me a service or whatever, right? Like it's just
Beautiful.
it's like we always like, oh, she did this to me, he did this to me. Really? And I think like because it's so dense here, and we still have that notion of competition, of being right, all that stuff. And that's how we perceive it. But if we don't kind of take accountability for what we create, then we're going to recycle that same experience. Over and over and over until something clicked. And then we change the script. Be like, oh, what if I create this? What if I choose these people to be in my life? What if I choose everything? It's easier to say like, oh, I choose to go for a walk this morning with my dog. But, oh, I didn't choose this experience. You know, I would never choose my parents. You know, they were awful to me. But did you learn from them? Did you learn how to go deeper into yourself?
I love it. I love how you brought light and clarity to the conversation, Pascal. Wow. It's just
Well,
like
I think like
breathing,
when
you
you
know?
take ownership of
Mhm.
everything you created,
Yeah.
that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because that's when like you're not reacting, you're responding now. You can take that breath and be like, why did I create this? What am I supposed to learn from this? You question yourself.
That's how we learn to know ourselves, by questioning ourselves.
So can you repeat this?
That's how we learn to know ourselves, by questioning ourselves.
Yeah. Know thyself, right?
Mhm. Thank you so much, Pascal.
Oh, you brought it to me. You started the ball. I was just rolling it.
It's it's just like breathing, you know. It's whether we do it intentional or not, it's always there. It's it's life force. So there's really not much we need to do rather than accepting it and allowing it. And
Well, thank you all for a great morning, full of compassion, upside down, other ways that we can give it, we can find it, we can search for it. As we move through this journey of life. Any closing?
Well, I would just say, T, I love the way you approach whatever. Is it talking to your wife or?
Yeah, it was my wife and I. We had just short talk yesterday. Just I was asking for allowing me to ask her one question, and then she could ask me a question back, and that shifted the whole thing. Yeah. So, then came clarity. I was a something a lot.
Lovely, give her an answer, you know. Yeah, just because, like, if you say, oh, what do you love about me? Then you flip that around and you're like, oh, what do you love about me? Now you're like on the hot seat, but like, you see, there's already like eight, the, you know, correction. What they say, what you love me, for me, what love you,
Pascal, there's an echo.
you know, so like that brought this in psychedelic, like it's like my
Now you're a little clearer than, but I didn't hear. I didn't get all what you said.
Disconnected.
Oh, disconnecting.
You all have a blessed day.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you,
Thanks
Joe.
all. Thanks, G. Bye, Heinz.
Have a-
Bye, Craig. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Love and hugs.
Have a great day.